Another Dutchman after Gakpo. Liverpool have had a terrible start to the Premier League season by their standards. Jürgen Klopp is looking for ways to improve his current form at Anfield, which has hampered his team's hopes of qualifying for the Champions League next season. The Reds are 6th in the Premier League after a series of inconsistent performances and are now 16 points behind leaders Arsenal and 7 points behind the top 4 after their first 17 games. If there is any hope of promotion and top 4 finishes at the end of the season, it will be largely with roster reinforcements. Of course, it is very important for the formless names in the team to find themselves again, but the injury and form crisis in the midfield does not seem to be resolved without a transfer. The January transfer window could present a golden opportunity for the Merseyside Giants to resolve some issues. Because numerous injuries to key players have certainly contributed to the worst season Liverpool have had so far. Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, and Virgil van Dijk will be the 3 long-term absentee players for the Reds who are poised to miss out on the action for at least next month. But the signing of Cody Gakpo this month will certainly bolster the offensive threat to the end of the campaign. Gakpo was a very good move for January, but adding some quality to the middle of the park is becoming an increasingly pressing issue for Liverpool. Some of the Reds' midfielders are either reaching the end of their contracts in 2023 or reaching the final stages of their careers. One player who has recently been linked to his transfer to Merseyside is Teun Koopmeiners, a talented midfielder who currently plays in Serie A for Atalanta and has thrived both at club level and for his hometown Netherlands on the international stage. Named top talent by Sam Tabuteau, the 24-year-old ranks in the top 20% of his positional peers in Europe's top 5 leagues, with shots on goal, shot creations, touches and progressive passes. Also, Koopmeiners played a vital role in the Dutch team in the World Cup. He recorded an assist in Qatar, completed 100% of his dribbles and 1% of his duels in 5 games for his national team. According to FBref, Klopp could create his own Nicolo Barella, as the Liverpool-linked Inter Milan midfielder has been the most comparable player to Koopmeiners in the past 12 months. The midfield duo have shared a number of similar traits, including goals scored so far this season, shots per 90-minute shots, fights won, percentage of tackles from dribblers, and dribbles completed. With that in mind, signing Koopmeiners would be a great piece of work if Liverpool can secure their signature for the £35 million transfer valuation this month. It will definitely give Klopp more depth and quality in his roster to improve his performance at Anfield. He can reflect the dynamism and energy that Liverpool midfield needs. Josko Gvardiol has announced that he wants to play for Liverpool. Due to Liverpool's glorious history, many top players around the world grow by watching and supporting them. This includes Belgian aces Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero, who currently play for Liverpool's Premier League rivals Manchester City. De Bruyne and Aguero were followed by Leipzig defender Josko Gvardiol, who admitted his support for Liverpool. In an interview with the Croatian television show, Gvardiol described how Liverpool remains in his heart. Croatian World Cup star Josko Gvardiol admitted he was not in a rush to leave Leipzig after he announced Liverpool was his dream club. When asked which club he wanted to play for as a kid, he replied, "That would definitely be Liverpool. I've watched many Liverpool games with my father since I was little and we covered each season in detail. It's a club that's stuck in my heart." The 20-year-old played 7 matches in the heart of Croatia's defense in Qatar alongside former Liverpool defender Dejan Lovren, attracting Liverpool's attention. Liverpool seem to be in no rush to add defensive reinforcements to their roster as they focus on the midfield. However, transferring the talented Croat could be a very good option. Joe Gomez hasn't been at his best when called up from time to time this season. Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip are not getting younger. Gvardiol and Ibrahima Konate's defensive partnership could help the Reds build a seamless defensive lineup for years to come. The defender is on the market for Leipzig with strong performances and a huge price tag after his fantastic show at the World Cup. Liverpool have 1 to 2 years to renew their defensive line as their top players are getting older. In particular, Joel Matip's contract will expire in 2024. Signing a new contract with the 31-year-old Cameroonian player is not considered. Although there is no numerical deficiency at the moment, it is very important to come up with a plan for the coming seasons. This is why Liverpool are interested in Gvardiol, and it is quite possible that interest will increase after their statement. However, the Croatian star is interested in Chelsea, with the exception of the Reds. Gvardiol had come close to signing for Chelsea in the summer. "I'm in no rush. I'm in Leipzig and we still have 6 months to finish the season and win something. And then we'll look further into the future. A transfer was close last summer and they hired me. I hope to spend these 6 months with them," said Gvardiol. While a move to Anfield is unlikely this January, it could happen in a future campaign due to how much Gvardiol wants to shine, especially for Liverpool. Do you think Gvardiol can succeed at Liverpool? Fabinho was a disaster in the FA Cup match against the Wolves. Liverpool hosted Wolverhampton Wanderers at Anfield in their FA Cup third-round match last night, and the match felt like a huge disaster for the Reds from start to finish. Jürgen Klopp was disappointed with another lackluster performance for his team ahead of home support in a dramatic and controversial 2-2 clash that resulted in a replay at Molineux, which will be held on an already tight fixture list for Liverpool. Despite having 64% control of the ball, Liverpool shot fewer shots on target. He also won fewer duels, recording fewer interceptions and gaps than his opponents. This was proof that the Merseysiders could not dominate the game. A similar story has recurred for the hosts this season, as they fell 1-0 down after Goncalo Gages found the back of the net in the 26th minute in the first half. However, the game started again when Darwin Nunez kicked the ball into the net just before the halftime whistle. In the second half, it looked more promising for Liverpool as Mohamed Salah put his team ahead by a stroke to make it 2-1 at Anfield. But the Wolves didn't give up as He-Chan Hwang scored another goal for the visitors after he was brought onto the field 14 minutes later to make an impact. The game was not without controversy, as a decision by Totti Gomez to score Wolves' winning goal was met with confusion when the assistant referee raised the offside flag against Matheus Nunes, but the decision was not caught on camera running VAR. After analyzing the situation, Alex Richards claimed that the decision was absolutely ridiculous. Regardless, that doesn't change the fact that Liverpool has once again screwed up and Fabinho in particular is putting on a pretty despicable show. During his 75-minute performance, the Brazilian made fewer touches than goalkeeper Alisson Becker, losing 4 of his 6 duels, completing just 28 hit passes and dribbling twice. The midfielder's poor appearance and his inability to dominate the middle of the pitch last night have led to criticism of Fabinho's entire campaign so far. In this period when Liverpool is experiencing a midfield crisis, Fabinho's falling out of form seems to make things very difficult.